Hey everyone, and welcome to Understandable English. Today, we are going to talk about English goals. That is, setting English goals, or making goals, because we know that goals are very important when trying to achieve something or to do something that is difficult. But what goals should you have? Well, these are some of the goals that my students have. They want to learn English, be fluent in English, get to a C2 level in English, pass a test or an exam, communicate and talk clearly, read a book in the original language, listen to or watch native content like podcasts or TV shows. So, do you have any of these same goals? Well, let's break them down or talk about them in detail and figure out which of these goals are good or productive goals and which ones are not so much. Let's start with the bad goals. First one I have is learn English. Well, I'm a native speaker and I'm still learning English. A language is never ending. You can learn for your whole life and there will always be new words and phrases that you don't know or understand. That's what is fun, but also frustrating about learning languages. The next one is to be fluent in English. But what does that mean, to be fluent? There are so many ways you could describe a fluent person. Maybe you can talk about something fluently, but another thing not so much. Now let's talk about a more neutral goal, not a good or a bad goal. That is to pass a test or an exam. I get it. Sometimes in school or university, you have to pass an exam in order to finish or graduate your school or university. To me, this is not a very good way to learn a language, but I understand that sometimes you need to do this simply to finish your school or university. But now let's talk about some good goals to have. The first one might be to communicate clearly, or to be understood when you are speaking. This might just be to say or to write in a way that is easily understood by everyone when they hear or read what you are writing. This is a part of the language we call active language. It is active because you are the one who is creating the information to tell someone else. If it's passive, it means you are understanding the information. We have some passive goals too that are quite good. For example, to read a book in the original language. This is a passive skill and a good goal to have, to understand what an author is saying. Another good passive skill goal is to listen to native content like podcasts or watch a film or a movie or a TV series in the original English language. This is also a passive skill because you are understanding, not producing or creating the language that you hear. But let's talk about our active skills, because our goals for our active skills should be a little bit different than for our passive skills. In general, I like to keep it simple. In everyday life, your goal should be to express your thoughts and ideas to the people you are talking with very clearly and efficiently, not to be the next Shakespeare or famous English writer. So that you better understand what I'm saying, let's take a look at some examples talking about our morning routine. Which of these levels do you think is better for communicating what you want to say? For example, A1, I wake up, I have breakfast. A2, in the morning, I wake up early, I eat toast and eggs with my family. Well, right off the bat, or from the very beginning, we can delete these. These are too simple and they don't give enough information. So this is not how we want to speak. Let's look at B1 and B2. B1, my morning routine usually starts when I wake up at 7 a.m. I take a shower, choose my clothes, then I have a quick breakfast, usually toast and coffee. Pretty good. B2, on a typical weekend, I prefer getting up early to start my day. After a quick shower, I choose my outfit and get dressed. I typically prepare a nutritious breakfast like oatmeal with fruit and make some coffee. On weekends, I prefer a more relaxed routine. Now this is what I call short and sweet. That is short, not too much information, not too many words, but sweet. Everything that I want to say is here and nothing more. This is what I like to call the perfect middle spot, B2. Don't use too many big words or phrases that distract people because they won't be able to understand what you are saying. For example, let's look at a C1 or C2 level. My morning ritual commences with a gentle awakening to the soft light of dawn. Following a refreshing shower, I indulge in a leisurely breakfast, typically consisting of homemade granola and freshly brewed coffee. Or from C2, each break of dawn, I embrace the tranquility of the soft sun rays as I awaken to greet the new day. Savoring a gourmet breakfast prepared with meticulous care, I indulge in culinary delights while contemplating the day ahead. If someone talked like this in everyday life, I would be a little bit confused. I might think that they're a little bit strange. This might be something we see in a book, but is definitely not needed or useful when speaking in everyday life. It's too wordy, too many words. It's hard to understand, and it's not very efficient. Like I said, we don't want to overcomplicate, that is, make things too complicated. We want to be short and sweet. Less words, more meaning. If your goals are to understand intense podcasts and books and films, then C1 and C2 are great goals for your listening and reading skills. Well, that's all for today. Do you agree with me or not? Let me know in the comments down below. If you learned something new, feel free to press like or subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Understandable English. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Toodles!